she's got great chat.
I was coming back here to tell you I loved you.
I licked her tit or whatever.
You know, got quicksand. It's like the equivalent. It's made out of dicks.
It's banter. I'm a mommy.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
Mommy.
Like a mom of what? A dog?
Are you joking?
You are a liar, actress.
So fast. It's crazy.
She's got chat.
First things first, banning gherkins and all McDonald's burgers. And if you still are eating those gherkins, grow up, because they're minging.
Hello and welcome to She's Got the Chat. I am Maura.
And I am Ari.
We are doing episodes 8 and 9 today, Ari, of Love Island USA.
So much to unpack.
Ooh, quite a lot to unpack in 2 episodes.
I'm really excited to discuss. I think that the Sarah Teffy challenge might be one of the best of all time.
It was very good.
It was so good.
Can we briefly talk about Teffy? Because I do not know who this person is.
I feel like I realized that I knew her when I saw that her @ was Hello Teffy. I was like, oh, I've definitely seen her or like seen her commentary or things that she's posted.
Okay, got it. Okay. I know she has a podcast.
Did you watch After Sun?
I did not. Fuck, I meant to. Before we recorded. I forgot. I lost track of time. Did you watch?
I did. It was
okay,
excellent.
Great. I heard
think
it was
it's
really good.
Actually, like, can't miss. I think that oftentimes After Sun, because the like extra bonus episode of UK is historically unseen bits, I feel like people think of After Sun as like kind of a I can skip it episode. I think that it really never has been that, but specifically this season, it is cannot miss TV.
Okay.
They did a like literally in the hotel room giving Sean and Bea their phones back in real time, them like reacting to their social media, Sean reacting to the mayor of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, what he had to say about him in real time, finding these things out, and then like FaceTiming their families and stuff like that. Like Bea's sister was like, girl, I don't think it was her sister, it was her friend, but was like, girl, everyone is convinced you're gay. And Bea was like, oh my God, what? Like,
oh my God.
I'm just a tomboy, but I love dick. I was like, do you? Have you tried vagina?
My God. I was literally wondering, like, but for both of them, I was like, what are they going to think when they see what the internet thinks about both of them?
Yeah.
I also heard that Teffy says ACAB at some point on After Sun, which is insane.
She does, but in the way of like, she says everyone thought that they were going to hate Sean, you know, ACAB, but everyone loved him.
Okay. All right. Fine. Fair enough. I did see a very funny comment that Beatriz said about Sean.
Where she said, I didn't survive teen pregnancy just to be a stepmom.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
Yeah. She's so good. I'm going to miss her one-liners.
I know. I'm going to miss her one-liners too. Oh my gosh.
Okay, but before we get into it, we do need to remind everyone to please, as always, leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We will read your name if you do leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, on Apple, rather. I don't think iTunes is a thing anymore. On Apple Podcasts. And we will also read your name if you leave us a nice comment on Spotify.
Yes.
You can also follow us on all social media. Instagram is where you're going to get most of our updates in terms of episode links. If anything is delayed or anything like that, we're most active over there. But definitely also follow us everywhere at She's Got the Chat. We also upload our episodes the day after they are released on all podcast platforms to YouTube. So feel free to find us on YouTube as well at She's Got the Chat.
Yes. As a reminder, you can submit a hot take. We haven't had any hot takes yet, but if you have a hot take, please record it 1 minute or less and submit it in our Discord. You can join our Discord. The link for that is in our Instagram bio. And people are in there yapping about the show. It's great. There's a little community that's building in there, which I think is so fun. But you can find your hot take submission located there.
You can also email it to us at she'sgotthechat@gmail.com.
Yes, you can. Definitely.
1 minute or less. I'm surprised nobody has hot takes.
I am too, actually. I feel like it might just be because our listener base agrees with us, which I love.
It doesn't have to be that you're disagreeing with us.
Right.
It's just a hot take about anything.
Right. If you like us often disagree with the general public, that can still be a hot take, even if it's not hot to us.
Like us, feel like you're watching a different show than the rest of the country.
Right.
That's a hot take.
It is.
And that's just a part of the experience. It wouldn't be Love Island USA if you weren't questioning yours and everyone else's sanity.
Correct. Thank you to Molly D94 and Susie Yoder for your 5-star reviews and pleasant comments on Spotify. I wanted to say one thing. Susie commented saying that Trinity, she's pretty sure that Trinity asked, did you have an ugly phase, not face?
Yeah, Caleb messaged us the same on Instagram. That was also one of my pre-recap notes, which is so funny.
She said face is funnier though.
Yeah, if asking did you have a ugly face growing up is so much funnier. So I'm very disappointed.
Yeah. Phase makes more sense though, ultimately.
I guess it makes more sense.
Also, like, I think, like, thinking back about that moment when we were talking about it, I think I still took it the same way. Like, did you have an ugly phase? Could be, did you have an ugly face?
At any point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I
also wanted to comment that one of our listeners DM'd us and let us know in terms that make sense to me that Kennesaw is essentially just a suburb of Atlanta. She was like, Kennesaw to Atlanta is like Arvada to Denver, which if you are not in Colorado, I would consider Arvada, like if somebody lives in Arvada, they might as well say I live in Denver. Like it just is right on the edge of Denver. This listener currently lives in Atlanta but works in Kennesaw. So good to know when Kenzie is like, I'm just like a small town girl from, I never left Kennesaw. Like she lives in Atlanta. That's a huge ass city.
Yes. Speaking of Kennesaw, Georgia, I just discovered that one of my friends just moved to Kennesaw, Georgia. Because I was talking to her yesterday and she had just moved to Atlanta for a new job. And she was like, I'm not living in Atlanta. I was like, oh, that's funny. Where are you living? She goes, Kennesaw, Georgia. I was like, shut the fuck up. That's insane. I was like, well, you need to give me the tea. Like, what's happening in Kennesaw? She was like, it's like a college town. She also compared it to like Baltimore County versus like Baltimore City. It's like, it's just the county right outside of the main city area. So like more suburban, etc. She's playing up the country vibes a little bit more than I think is real.
Yes. And I mean, they keep being like, Caleb is a cowboy. It's like, no, he's just a white Southern man who wears a cowboy hat because you're calling him a cowboy. And he's playing into that because he can tell you like it.
Right. He's also from North Carolina, which is the least southern of the Carolinas.
Between north and south.
Yes, both geographically and also
famously,
in vibe.
The least southern Carolina is the north one.
Yeah, that
That's
does sound
hilarious.
idiotic, but it is the truth.
He has a very strong southern accent, though.
No, he does. He absolutely does. Yeah.
Did you see that he follows a bunch of people from Southern hospitality and was like wearing a Sir Wiener's hat?
You showed me that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Somebody
it's a
was
green
like,
flag.
he's about to clock into his first shift at Republic, as soon as he's out of the villa.
No, literally, he's like, I'm gunning for Southern hospitality 100%.
It is a green flag politically.
I agree that he's supporting Sir Wieners and TJ.
Yes. They should all be gunning for Bravo shows. I think that we see an absolutely fabulous gunning from Kayda to be on the next season, or maybe the season after that, depending on the season films of Summer House.
Dude, that would be insane if they casted Kayda for Summer House. She could do it.
She set it up.
She could do it. Well, they should all be trying to get traders for sure.
Yeah, but
that's a harder one to get though, because you gotta have legacy.
It feels like you need to maybe do something else unless you're Rob. Or like unless you're super iconic, you might need like a stepping stone to get to traders. The last thing that I wanted to comment on before we get into these episodes is, have you seen this? I feel like such a boomer saying this, but have you seen this floating around of like my client?
Yes, I have.
So people are like, my client Kayda. Essentially, it's just this terminology that people are using to be like, I'm like their lawyer. Like I'm their advocate. Like I work for them and I'm like online defending them.
Yes. Yes, I have seen this.
Is your client?
Gotta be Melanie.
Yeah.
Melanie's definitely one of my clients for sure. I feel like KC is definitely my client as well. I feel like those are the two that I'm like most emotionally attached to right now.
I think that's fair. Okay. Let's get into episode 8.
Let's do it.
Let's chat. We start episode 8 with an incredible ITM from Ian Sterling. He says, "Welcome back to Love Island. Melanie is really stressed because the Love Island app crashed." Did you hear, this might be totally fake, but did you hear that it crashed because apparently, as I'm saying this out loud, it feels fake. That I saw this in a TikTok, okay? Take it with a grain of salt. 1 million more people voted in this vote than for the winners for like in the finale, who should win of last season.
I did hear this. You want me to fact check that? Let's see.
Yeah.
Love Island, USA, app crash. Vulture. Yeah, this is true.
Wow.
Voting window because traffic was 350% higher than last season. Last season's first vote, with over 1 million more unique users attempting to participate.
Okay, so last season's first vote, not last season's winners.
Right. Which is still crazy because that was a huge vote. That was the Huda recoupling. Jeremiah Iris.
Jeremiah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Right.
Also, like, why are those 350% more people not listening to our podcast?
I agree.
Can everyone just take a minute and send this episode right now, pause it, and then send it to a friend?
Send it to a friend. If you have a friend who's like, oh my God, I just started watching Love Island, send them this podcast.
Because here's the thing, like, it's a little bit concerning that we have so many new viewers, like, that don't know the lore, that, like, aren't deep in the Love Island pit as Maura and I are. They need guidance. People come and they have so many opinions, but it's like they don't really know what the show is. Mm-hmm. So they, you know, might benefit from the voice and the opinions of people who've watched every single season of every single iteration in English.
Correct. In English.
Some of the Spanish I've tried.
Maybe I'll give France another crack now that I'm learning French.
How much are you really learning French? Because you keep letting our friend streak die on Duolingo.
I know. Calling me out on my Duolingo streak. It's so funny because another friend of mine yesterday said the same thing to me. He was like, I saved your streak on Duolingo, by the way. And I was like,
I'm not even calling you out on that. It's just like our friend streak. You keep letting our friend streak die.
I'm sorry. I will do better. I'm not doing a good job at learning French. I'm doing my very best, though. Je m'appelle Maura.
Once you get back into it, then you can get back into Love Island France. Okay, anyway. We see Melanie telling Aniya that Sincere kissed Sol, and she has to let him explore. Sincere is also telling Zach and Bryce about his kisses with Sol, and then he says that he feels wanted by Sol, and he's had to chase Melanie. Kenzie tells Corbin that her and Caleb kissed, and he handles this pretty well in, like, face-to-face with her and then is pissed behind her back, which I hate. Mm-hmm. But Kenzie's like, I was thinking about you the whole time.
I know. Not good for Caleb.
Isn't that, like, a fucked up thing that you say after you, like, fuck someone else? Like, that's, like, a classic in, like, a terrible rom-com thing that your partner would say to you after cheating on you.
Yes, but I was thinking about you the whole time. That's rough.
But to be clear also, like, this is not cheating. This is how you do Love Island.
Correct.
And Ariana Madix herself will be present to tell Kenzie as much very soon.
Yep.
Kenzie's like, I'm not used to having a roster. So funny. Two guys.
I know. It's funny that she says that to Corbin.
I know.
He's like, I mean, respect. Like, he's definitely had a roster.
I was going to say, you know who is used to having a roster? Definitely Corbin.
Definitely Corbin.
Corbin tells her to go ahead and explore, and he is glad that she was honest. And then Trinity tells Bryce that she's starting to like him a lot, and Bryce says that he would not kiss the bombshells. I think this is a huge error, as was Zach telling Kayda that he was closed off, and I think that it plays into him going to Kayda, as we see he's about to do later on.
Yeah, I think you're
Just
right.
in terms of like producer interference, like I don't think that they like how much people are closed off this early in the season.
Agreed.
And I don't either.
Yeah, me too.
Gabriel and Bea chat and he tells her that he kissed the bombs. She's like, both? He goes, yeah. She ITMs that she feels like a dumbass and she goes to tell Trinity and Kayda. And then Gabriel tells him of the boys that he prefers Jen. And then Melanie comes over to join the girls. And this was like such a fun moment.
Yes, she's like, I have gossip, I have gossip, I have gossip.
She says, baby, cuando te diga que pasó, tengo chisme, tengo chisme, tengo chisme. And I wrote, you cannot make me hate her. You simply can't. Cuando
I loved
te
it.
diga que pasó is like when I tell you what happened. I have gossip, I have gossip, I have gossip. Just in terms of like the giggly, like this reminded me of like having like a sleepover with my girlfriends when we were like in elementary school or middle school, you know, like it was so just fun.
I got like a contact high from this moment.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, more of this, please.
I agree.
So Bea is like, well, guess what? Gabrielle kissed both the bombshells. Melanie is like, oh my God, Sincere just kissed Sol. And then Kenzie is like, I kissed the bombshell. And Trinity is like, oh, this is tea for me. This is tea for me. And they're all like giggling. Melanie literally like rolls off of the bench onto the ground.
Yeah, they were all gooped and gagged. I loved it so much.
So fun. Zach tells Bryce that he doesn't think that Trinity suits him. He says, I think you, me, and Kayda have a better time sometimes than me, you, Kayda, and Trinity. And says that she doesn't have the personality to match him and doesn't get Bryce's jokes.
Yeah, this was interesting.
Have you seen all the comments on everything that Charlie has posted recently? Or like, come get your brother.
Oh, no, I haven't
Get your brother
actually.
out of the villa.
Uh-oh.
The fuck is he doing?
I think that his intention is just to look out for Bryce because obviously Zach doesn't think that Trinity's actually into him. However, it's coming across as like weirdly salty toward Trinity.
He wants Bryce all to himself is the
Yes, he
vibe
does.
I'm getting. But
Yes,
no,
does.
it's not a good look at all. And also to be like, she doesn't get your jokes is not the way to be protective of him. That's just like really condescending and weird. And I disagree. Like his jokes are not that deep and I've never seen her not get one of them.
I'm also like, when is he making jokes?
Right.
Respectfully.
What jokes?
What jokes? Yeah.
I hated this.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
In bed that night, we get potentially some IB between Corbin and Kenzie.
Yeah, she had like her finger in her mouth or something. Wide.
She
mouth
always
was
has her
wide
finger
open.
in the mouth. Yeah, her mouth was like wide open. They were spooning, and people thought maybe she was getting
Finger blasted.
FB'd. Yeah.
She very likely was.
Good play from Corbin.
Yes. Chemistry
A really
play.
good chemistry play, knowing that she has another option to be like, let me show you what you'd be missing.
Mm-hmm.
This robot, let me show you how good this robot can get you off.
Yeah.
In the morning, Kenzie talks to Trinity and Aniya about how she's feeling, says she has good chemistry with Corbin. Again, great chemistry play, Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity tells them that she wants Bryce to be more affectionate. And Bryce tells Zach that he's annoyed that Trinity is comparing them to other couples and says that he feels weird after his argument with Trinity. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, this wasn't shown to us.
I know. I was like, what argument?
We didn't see an argument.
Right. I wasn't sure if it was the conversation they'd had in the previous episode. I just remember there was one conversation that was like slightly tense where they were kind of like marginally unsure about where they stood. But it didn't read as an argument to me.
No, I very much got the vibe that there was an argument that was cut out.
Okay.
Even like with Trinity, I'm annoyed that Trinity is comparing us to other couples. I don't really feel like we've seen that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that must have been what the argument was about. And they cut out the argument, but didn't cut out this comment about the argument, which is very sloppy.
I agree that it's sloppy.
I did not like this.
Yeah.
On the producers.
Yeah. Like, I need to see this if we're going to talk about it post.
Bryce feels like Trinity is not into this and ITMs that he knows what he wants.
He says that there is no moral paragon for a relationship in the villa. And I was like, does he mean paradigm? And then I looked it up and I was like, he's not entirely, it's not complete. It was definitely, I do think he meant paradigm. However, moral paragon was not far off, but it's more about a paragon, I believe, is more of an individual based thing. A paradigm is obviously more of a grouping.
Per Google AI, a moral paragon is a person or character regarded as an ultimate model of virtue, righteousness, and ethical perfection. Not what he meant.
Not what he meant. Yeah.
He meant paradigm.
Yeah, I agree. But it was interesting, the fact that he knows these words.
It was interesting, the fact that he knows these words.
I didn't know what a moral paragon was.
Neither does he.
Yeah, but he knew the word. I didn't know the word.
No, he just said it wrong.
That's so funny.
And he, like, it happened to be lucky that it actually meant something and wasn't gibberish.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Sol and Jen chat about who they're feeling. Sol obviously likes Sincere. Melanie tells Sincere that it hurt her feelings that he kissed Sol. And then she's like, how many times did you kiss? And he says twice, which is a lie. It was 3 times. And she's like, I knew it. I knew it was more than once.
Well, right. It was 3 times. But she was very, unfortunately for Melanie, she was very specific. She goes, how many times did you kiss in Speakeasy?
No, you're right. Unfortunately for Sincere. Because, yeah, no, he... Mm-hmm. But also he just is a liar.
Yeah. He was like, I'm not going to mention the fact that we kissed in Say Less.
I know, but like she just has a sense. Like she fucking
knows.
knew. This girl is psychic.
She is psychic.
She knew it was more than that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait, I have a really funny aside. I saw this. It might have been a TikTok or something. It was about how Sol is actually a witch from the Salem witch trials who escaped.
I saw. Yeah.
And it was like, this is why Melanie is having dreams about her, because she's like practicing witchcraft. Kind of loved it, honestly.
There is something very mysterious about Sol, and I can't tell, and we'll talk more about this when we get into the challenge, of course. I can't tell if we're just not being shown it or if she's not trying to chat with the other girls.
Yeah.
It feels like a mistake how she is handling that, at least. I mean, her thing with Sincere is whatever, but like, again, we're seeing this like Melanie and Sol not talking to each other, where I'm like, why are we passing up? You're never going to get the right information from a fucking man. You always have to talk to the girls. That should be your number one priority in the villa at all times.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're being kept away from each other on purpose.
Yeah, but it's like, how much could they be kept away from each other? You really think that they're not going to let Sol and Melanie talk once?
I agree. I mean, I know they're always like in the makeup room and stuff like that. Like they could be having those conversations at any point in time at that. I don't want to like talk shit about Sol. I don't think that she's like a bad person at all, but I do kind of get a vibe that she's a little bit pretentious potentially, and like kind of thinks she's better than everybody else and is like above this in a way. It's at least the vibe we're getting. I don't think
she's meant for this show. I know. I agree.
I think she's beautiful, but I don't know that I'd get along with her as like a friend. She might not be my cup of tea personally.
At least from what we're seeing.
When they were talking about like coping skills and she was like, I like music and breath work. The second she said breath work, I was out. Sorry. It's very LA. I just can't do that.
I saw someone's TikTok right before we started recording that was like, the problem with Sol, and I always say this about bombshells, I thought it was a really good take, is that she views herself as a bombshell. You have to come in as a bombshell and view yourself as just another islander. Like you're just joining the cast of Islanders and you have to like integrate yourself.
Such a good point.
And Sol is like coming in and putting all of her focus on getting Sincere, and it's not like a big picture strategy.
Really good point. She definitely needs to be making alliances with the other women, and I agree with you. It does not seem to be happening.
Yeah.
So she does need to work on that if she wants to stay in the villa.
Yeah. Melanie is telling Sincere, like, you want to be with Sol, so you should just do that, but I won't fuck with you anymore. And he says that he will not keep kissing her. She asks, do you want to keep exploring, Sol? And he says no. And then she like crawls on top of his lap, and they are on, I think, like the bench. Like they're very much out in the open. The way that this was edited, they made it seem like Sol was watching.
Yeah.
So this was very much like a marking your territory move, and she's like kissing him on top of him. Then he immediately tells the boys that ship hasn't sailed, and ITMs, of course, I want to chat with Sol.
The lack of sincerity is crazy.
He might be sincere, but he's not honest.
Period. Jen ate with that. Sincere tells the guys that the ship hasn't sailed with Sol, and he ITMs that he wants to explore her. Literally an immediate removal or reversal. Thank you. Of what Paragon of what he wanted to tell, or what he had just told Melanie.
I saw a lot of commentary about this. It was like, oh, he's so scared of her. Like she's like making it so he can't be honest with her.
What?
I'm like, I know.
Are we joking? Are they for real? Scared of Melanie? She's very fiery. Sincere can hold his own. He's fine. He's lying by omission on purpose. These are choices.
It's not lying by omission. He's lying, period. He's lying by omission and he's lying.
Yes, he's lying and he's lying by omission. I agree. Because he wants to balance the two. He doesn't know how to do it in an honest way.
Correct.
He will have to figure that out. Aniya and KC then kiss and compliment each other. And then we see Sincere pull Sol to soul ties. They cuddle up. She says that she has always had compassion for people. And he asks, you're an empath? And she says, for sure. And I just want to fucking say, understanding and experiencing empathy is a normal human emotion. It does not make you an empath. I'm so tired of people being like, I'm an empath because I feel empathy. You should feel empathy. You should you should know how to express empathy.
Exactly.
Blows my mind.
And like an empath is not just somebody who is compassionate for others. It's somebody who is like highly sensitive and like absorbs the feelings and emotions of those around them.
Yes.
And like literally they're like physical symptoms, and it's very highly overused. I totally agree with that.
Yes. Very overused.
Like
Kristen Doty would like a word.
Emotions as if they were your emotions, which maybe is Sol, and maybe that's why she's having such a hard time in this villa. But that's not the vibe I'm getting.
That's not the vibe I'm getting either. I'm not really getting that she's experiencing anyone else's emotions other than her own.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Or like taking the time to understand other people's emotions, which feels like it would be a crucial part of being an empath. Anyway.
I agree. I mean, like maybe there are conversations in ITMs where she's talking about how Melanie feels, much like we get Melanie expressing empathy towards Sol. Those might be left on the cutting room floor. Who's to say? But here we are. Sol then talks about how her father passed away. Sincere's being very touchy-feely with her during this conversation. And then we see Melanie talk to Kayda and Zach about how anxious she is feeling. And then we see Sincere and Sol kiss again. Kenzie then tells Caleb that she's interested in him and she likes to be pursued.
Yeah, she likes to be hunted.
Is that what did she mention hunting again?
No, I'm just saying, well, we know you like to be pursued, girl.
She does.
We're aware you want to be hunted, like
she wants to be
in
stalked.
the fucking safari.
Exactly, in the savannah. Woo. Okay, so then Melanie pulls Corbin for a chat. She says she's open to exploring. And then he asks about what her dreams are. They talk about kids. And then Corbin, I believe, says he wants to have 3 people.
No, this is later.
Oh, later?
Yeah, he says that to Bea.
Oh, right. Corbin then asks Melanie for a kiss, and she says that she would like to save that. She'd like to talk to Kenzie about this before doing anything like that.
This was my play of the game.
This was a really, really good play.
So good, because not only did she know this is going to save my friendship with Kenzie to whatever extent it can, but also it's going to allow me to keep having the upper hand over Sincere.
And boy, she loves to bring it up.
Oh my God.
She mentions it
and
constantly.
She will remind you. I'm not sure if you've seen the episode yet, Sierra, but I turned him down.
Just so everybody knows, for the record, I did not say yes to the kiss with Corbin.
Very good.
This was great. And she fucking knows it was good. Melanie is a student of this game.
Clearly.
My play of the game also goes to Melanie for a different thing that we'll get to, and I was like blown away.
Yeah.
Melanie then immediately goes and tells Aniya that Corbin had asked her for a kiss, and then she sees that Sol and Sincere are up in Soul Ties still talking. There's a discussion about just about how long was this conversation, at least over an hour. Obviously, we know the Islanders have no concept of time, but if she had a whole conversation with Corbin and then had a conversation with Aniya and they're still up there,
yeah,
it probably was a while.
Absolutely. I also just wanted to make a note. Have we ever seen Aniya and Melanie talk about Aniya?
Probably not.
Every single conversation is just about Melanie.
I know. I don't think we get to see Aniya talk about Aniya.
Period.
Almost ever. Yeah. I feel like the only person she talks about herself with is Casey.
And we barely see that.
I know. She's being the villa therapist.
Yeah.
Too much. She's putting in hours. She's getting her clinical hours right now.
I know. I hope that she's keeping
track.
Yes.
Yes.
It's either not happening or we're not seeing it. I wish that in these conversations, Melanie could ever be like, what's up with you? How are you?
Yeah.
How are you and KC?
Yeah.
Once. Would love it.
Yeah. We would like to see it if
Yes.
it's not. Yeah. If it is happening. Well, Melanie tells her that she feels really disrespected by Sincere, and then she starts to kind of go upstairs, and everyone urges her to come back, Casey in particular.
First, we see Bea go and comfort her, and then Melanie walks
Yeah.
off, and Bea is like, I'm so bad at comforting people. And I'm like, I think that she undervalues herself a lot, and her own ability to be feminine or be attractive or be an STCO. She is constantly self-deprecating to a level that feels like a self-esteem issue.
I agree.
Specifically when it comes to the girls, I would say.
I agree.
And her female friendships.
Yeah, I agree. Melanie tries to go upstairs. Everyone's like, no, come back. Casey's like, no, please, don't go up there. Let them do their thing. Don't pull him.
Why?
I don't know. I honestly think that Melanie was okay to go fucking pull him.
Can I bring us back to Rob and Andrea in Soul Ties? Didn't Leah go up
Definitely.
and pull him?
Definitely.
Why everyone in the villa and watching the show is having such an odd reaction to Melanie? Is she dramatic? Yes. Is she young? Yes. Is she impulsive? Yes. I agreed that they'd been talking for a long time, and I feel like she was well within her rights after a conversation where Sincere just said, I'm not going to explore her anymore.
Yes.
For Melanie to go up there.
Yes.
This was so weird.
I agree. I think that the rest of the villa is trying to be listen, you need to let him play this out the way he wants to play it out. You need to be the cool girl, which there is an element of truth to that. However, it was such a long conversation that I think that it wouldn't have been a big deal if she was very calmly, hey, Sincere, I'd love to talk to you.
Right. And maybe
Can
the
we
problem
chat?
is they don't believe that she's going to be calm. But the other problem is they also didn't witness the conversation that Melanie and Sincere had right before he pulled Sol, where he said, I won't kiss her again and I'm not exploring that anymore.
Yeah.
She is well within her rights to be upset and be like, the fuck is happening here?
I agree. Yeah, it wasn't the best advice, but she does relent, and then she goes and cries, which sucks. Beatrice and Corbin then chat, and he talks about having a family, and this is when
She says, how many kids do you want? And he says, 3 people.
that's a computer.
That is just straight up a computer.
Crazy that he said people.
3 people.
3 people. I will say, shout out to him for gender neutral language.
Yeah, but then he goes, I want a daughter and then a son and then another son. I'm like, ugh, I hate it when people do that. You, as 2 women who are, I guess, maybe closer to having children, hopefully than Corbin is.
I would hope so too.
Oh my God, God willing. That's not how it goes. You just hope that your baby is healthy. You're not I want a son and then a daughter and then that's not how it fucking works, dude.
Yeah, you don't get to pick.
You don't get to be this is how my perfect white picket fence life looks.
Yeah.
I also wanted to note that in this conversation, he again said, I'm very ambitious. I'm so focused on growing my shit for the future. What is your goal, Corbin? What is your goal?
3 people.
Total world domination. Extinction of the human race.
That is definitely his goal. He can't actually share his goal because it is world domination.
This motherfucker is so robotic. Did you see the TikTok that I sent you that was like, I used to work with Corbin?
Yes, that one was so funny.
I was so into him, and I used to take videos as like proof that he was into me too. And I'm going to show you one. Yeah, I'm going to show you one so you can see like if you agree that he was into me. And then it was just a video of a robot.
It was so funny. There's a lot of really funny Corbin related videos out there.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wonder like what his family thinks and or if this is a reaction that he gets from people in the real world.
It's a good question.
He even exists in the real world.
Does he have family?
I haven't
heard anything.
No one has said anything that I've seen. Like, no, he's a human.
Right.
Just saying, him and ChatGPT have never been seen in the same room together.
Oh my God. Very good point. Then they talk about golf. Then he tells her about his dilemma with Melanie. He's so deeply uninterested in Bea. Like his body language toward her was so cold.
Yeah.
Then we see some of the girls tell Kenzie that Corbin tried to kiss Melanie, which pisses Kenzie off.
People are saying like, oh, well, Kenzie kissed Caleb, so she doesn't have a right to be mad at Corbin. I think the problem is that it's just he's like constantly asking for kisses and all these conversations, and it's making her look like a fool. And I would be annoyed too. Like,
I agree.
It's different than, especially after he's been turned down multiple times and is just like still doing the same thing. That's different than her exploring two connections and kissing two guys.
I agree. There's a lot of nuance to it, but there is a big difference. It is at nighttime in the villa, and Melanie and Kenzie chat about Corbin. Kenzie is very hurt by Melanie kind of pulling him for this chat, which they kind of work it out. Kenzie's not pumped about it, but she understands.
Yeah. And we see Melanie say to Kenzie, my connection is basically done.
Yeah.
I love the drama.
The drama. She brings it. We then see Sincere talk to Bryce, and he compares Melanie and Sol to the three little pigs.
He does.
I wonder, I can't wait for him to get out of the villa and realize how much he uses metaphor. Because I guarantee he's not aware.
I don't know. He might be.
You think? I don't know. This feels like something that he's been doing for... Like, this is a core piece of his personality.
Can I say something controversial?
Yes, please.
I low-key think that this is not a bad metaphor. Wait, is the three little pigs is like, this one is too hot, this one is too cold, this one is just right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, of all his metaphors, I didn't hate this one because it does kind of make sense with exploring connections.
I agree. It's an appropriate metaphor. He's not calling the girls pigs, obviously.
Yeah, I'm like, at least he's not dehumanizing them. He's like trying to describe, but also like, yeah, why can't you just explain how you're feeling and what you're doing without having it to be something else?
Yeah. Also, I don't think it's the three little pigs. I think it's three bears. It's Goldilocks and the three bears.
What is the three little pigs?
I think he's mixing it up. I think he thinks it's pigs, but it's bears. It's Goldilocks and the three bears.
Is the three little pigs what you do with your toes?
That's what I'm thinking. Yes. This piggy went to the market.
No. The Three Little Pigs is a classic fable about three pig brothers who build houses out of straw, sticks, and brick. A big bad wolf easily blows down the first two frails to destroy the brick house.
Forgot about that.
Me too. But wait, I do actually think that
he meant Goldilocks and the three bears. Yes. He's mixing up his metaphors.
The first pig is lazy. The second pig is harder working. The third pig is the most patient and diligent.
How good of a pig are you?
Okay, I don't think this is what he meant.
I don't think so either, but it's funny to think about it.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up because I would have just assumed that he said the right thing. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was, yes, Goldilocks and the three bears. That's what I thought he was.
I think that's what he thought he was referencing.
Okay.
Bryce says that he is thinking he might talk to Kayda. And then we see Bryce pull Zach and tell him that he wants to pull Kayda and talk to her. Zach immediately laughs and then is like, oh, you're serious? And then he's like, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
And then they kind of talk about Trinity, and Zach says, I don't think that you're happy with Trinity. Bryce says that he doesn't think that Trinity likes him that much, and Zach agrees with him, and he thinks that Trinity is coasting. I don't know that I completely disagree with Zach.
I think that she's starting to like him more. She didn't in the beginning, and now she's starting to like him, and now he's going to fuck it up. I think that there's like, I'm really glad that they have a conversation about this specifically, because there's definitely like a racial dynamic at play where I think Bryce thinks she's like waiting for a black guy, and Trinity thinks that Bryce is waiting for a white girl.
I'm so glad that we saw at least a part of that conversation later. I agree, though. I do think she's starting to catch feelings for Bryce. I think what's happening here is that they started off and she was like, I don't know if I'm into this. But then he kept showing her like affection and attention and kept telling her that he was really into her, to the point where she kind of like convinced herself like, maybe I do actually like him.
But also like they do have a good banter and connection as friends. And they also both did arrive in the villa from a time machine from the early 2000s. So that they have in common.
That's so true.
I think, like I don't know that it's more than a friendship connection.
Mm-hmm.
And this will likely be maybe not the final nail, but certainly a nail in that coffin.
I agree. I don't see them working on the outside at all, but internal villa, I like can see the mind tricks they're playing on themselves to convince them. But it's also one of the situations where I feel like, you know, like IRL, you know how you can like start to like a person because they're like showing you lots of attention and affection, like whatever, and then they'll like ghost you and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even like you that much. Why are you fucking me over?
Yes.
That's like kind of what's happening here.
I agree. On the flip side of this, the Bryce and Kayda of it all, I've seen some takes, and I do think this is totally possible that the producers were like, you need to pull Kayda because Bryce and Zach have both told their people, like, I wouldn't kiss other people, I'm closed off, and they were like, we need to shake up this foursome.
Yes.
However, for Bryce to think that he stands a chance with Kayda after everything that we saw between that like threesome date in the giant bed, somebody posted like him scooting over and her being like, you're gonna be left out for the night, and then also them standing at the fire pit and Zach and Kayda making out and Bryce just standing there and being like, hey Bryce, like, is this the Kayda that you have chemistry with?
I know.
Why Kayda?
She's never shown any interest in him.
In fact, disinterest specifically.
Right? Exactly.
Try someone else.
Yeah, but who else is he going to try? Nobody's into him.
Jen? I don't know.
Jen. He should probably try Jen. Maybe he doesn't like her.
I don't know. Jen and Sol are like not making a splash at all in this villa, but
I know.
It is very bizarre. This is a very bizarre choice on Bryce's part. And he emphasizes to Zach, and then we'll emphasize later to Kayda, she's his number two. You're my number two. You're my number two. And I'm like, not the best strategy. What if I was like, Mara, you're like my number two podcast co-host preference? I'm like curious to do this podcast with you because like out of everyone I could do it with, you're my number two.
I already have like something going with this other person, but like I'm definitely intrigued by this enough to call you my number two. But like
what?
But really, not even just that. I want to explore this with you in order to further cement my connection with number one. Like, that was an insane way to put it. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah. I was going to say, though, I do agree with you that the producers are telling them that they have to be more open and they have to be more exploratory. I think the Islanders are getting yelled at about this. And I think that we'll see more of this come up with other people.
Yes.
As well. Bryce then tells Trinity that he might pull Kayda for a chat and he doesn't want her to question them as a couple. Trinity is like, I'm not really fucking with this.
Fair.
Yeah.
We then move into episode 9 and we see Sincere and Melanie chat. He says he's been a piece of shit and he wants to be in this connection with her. She's like, you haven't been considering me. And he says he did too much. She asks how many times they kissed in soul ties, and he said once or twice. So she is not fucking tallying. She's like 4 kisses.
Yep.
He's like, I'll stop kissing her. You already fucking said that. I can't.
I know.
Just tell her, I want to continue getting to know her, and I also want to continue getting to know you. And if our connection is as strong as we feel like it is, then it should be able to withstand this, and I want you to be able to explore as well. And then you can do whatever the fuck you want and not have to keep lying to her and like then coming back and groveling and then lying. It's like such a bad cycle.
Yeah, I agree.
She keeps being like, well, what's going to happen? What's your plan? What are you going to do? And Sincere says that Melanie is his priority. Melanie is like, okay, well, I'm also going to explore. And then he makes another metaphor.
about pilots making a bunch of stops and never reaching their destination. It's your fault, Sincere, that you're making all these stops and never reaching your destination.
Yeah.
To use your metaphor, if you're two pilots, if you're a pilot and co-pilot, right, you have to agree on where you're going. You can't keep making a bunch of stops along the way if you ultimately want to get to the end destination, if you agree on what that destination is.
Correct. Corbin talks to Aniya about his connection with Kenzie and says that he wants to explore with Melanie. And he took the kiss that she had with Caleb on the chin. Zach tells KC that Bryce is going to pull Kayda.
Casey had great face play here.
Oh, was this when they were on the pier or
Yes.
the dock?
Yeah, yeah.
He did have great face play here. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we see Bryce pull Kayda to say less. They kind of like Zach and Kayda like wave at each other in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And says that he wants to see if there is anything there.
Zach also ITM'd that he feels bad for Bryce because he sees that he's unhappy, but he also doesn't want Bryce to take Kayda away. I just thought it was very funny that he's like, I feel bad for my boy because he's not happy.
He's fine.
I'm also like, Zach, I think that you want to be in a throuple with him and Kayda. Like, literally.
I do want him to talk to her, but I don't want me to go away. Maybe the three of us?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
I would love to see it.
Give it to us.
Please.
But of course that won't happen.
I know.
Kayda is open to the process, but she feels like she is more friends with Bryce. And this is where he keeps being like, you're my number two. You're my number two. You notice of everyone here, like, of course, I'm really into Trinity, but you're my number two. And she's like, no. Trinity and Zach chat, and he asks her if somebody 100% her type came in and was all into her, would she go for it? And she says no.
Good answer.
And then before bed, we see a horrible shot of Zach scraping his tongue,
Yes.
which is, I think, the producers retaliating at him closing off too quickly.
I love that. The editors were like, we're going to get him.
100%. We see Kenzie upset about Corbin. We see Kayda and Zach debrief and agree that this could make things awkward now. And then Melanie tells the girls that Sincere kissed Sol and Soul Ties. And Melanie says he's fucking Christopher Columbus exploring shit that's already been explored. And I love her anti-colonial, dramatic ass. This was such a good line.
Such a good line. Wow. It was great. 10 out of 10.
Aniya tells Sincere and Melanie that they are so fucking toxic. She's like, I can't even believe that I'm in this bed next to you. You guys stink. You're so toxic. You're just fucking fighting all day. And I have to sit here and like watch it. I'm like, I actually like this for Aniya. I hope that you reach your breaking point. Like, let's break you out of like this, I'm just here to support whatever Melanie wants to do role and like see something else from you. Like, yeah. I want you to be over it.
Mm-hmm.
In bed, we see several things. I thought there was potentially some Melanie and Sincere IB. You did not comment on that.
Oh, they were fully under the covers, right?
I don't.
Was it like that?
I just wrote Melanie and Sincere IB.
Okay.
Bea, Big Spoons, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Kayda and Zach IB. You said Kayda is giving Zach a handy. And
Definitely.
Kenzie and Corbin are making out.
Kayda was absolutely giving Zach a handy.
And then in the morning, Gabriel tells Corbin that he is more sexually attracted to Jen. Sincere, this motherfucker, decides to make breakfast for Melanie and Sol. Something weird, though, is that like they don't bring the breakfast up to the makeup room. The girls like come down and get it. So he kind of gets away with it because he like gives it to Melanie. I think that this was Caleb's advice, actually. Caleb was like, just give it to Melanie first. I was like, so true, Caleb.
Yes. It was a good advice from Caleb.
Yeah, but he gives it to Melanie, and then Sol walks over and he gives Sol breakfast, and they make it seem like Melanie sees it and is annoyed, but I don't know that that's true.
I agree.
Melanie tells Kayda that she is not having fun in their connection anymore.
Connection is the word of the day for them.
Connection is the word of reality dating shows.
I know, but I feel like they've been using it excessively in these 2 episodes.
Kayda says that what he is doing is worse than what Melanie has done. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce tells Sincere that he needs to be honest about how he's feeling. Otherwise, Melanie will outsmart him. That's
Period.
so funny. He's like,
I know,
you
I
can't
love that.
like out-strategy her, so you just have to be honest.
Yes. I loved that. And Bryce is correct. She would take him down if she needed to.
Yes.
Sol then talks to Kenzie about her connection with Sincere, and she feels like he's the only one who is open to getting to know her. This is like the one moment we really see Sol connecting with any of the other girls besides Jen in the villa.
And I think that Kenzie initiated this, or at least made it seem that way, which is really interesting timing with this potential feud with Melanie that Kenzie is developing. It's giving intentional, but also, again, like, she's like, I'm here for you. I don't want you to feel like you don't have friends here. Like, I want to be your friend. I'm like, can we see Sol and Jen like try with the other people? It's really odd.
I know, we're not getting anything. It's very bizarre.
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, okay, Sincere's the only one open to talking to you. Have we seen her try to pull other people?
I haven't really, obviously, besides Gabriel, who she kissed. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bryce then apologizes to Trinity and says that he doesn't feel strongly for Kayda. And then they both discuss feeling really nervous about someone else coming in. They bring up race, and they have this conversation about race, which I thought was great.
Yeah, she's like, I'm nervous that you are going to go to the person that you're more comfortable with, like a brunette, and the implication is a white girl. Somebody who looks like Kayda, she says, which Kayda is not white, but somebody not like a dark-skinned Black woman. Right. I would like to know about like Bryce's dating history. I'm sure that they've had this conversation, but can we know, like,
is Trinity the first Black woman that he's been with or something?
Yeah, I saw somebody make a TikTok about this as well, and she was like, it's really hard to know as a Black woman dating, like, if you're a fetish for somebody, or like, am I an experiment for you? Like, at what point, like, have you dated too many Black people to where it feels like a fetish? Or at what point, like, if I'm your first, am I going to have to, like, be correcting a lot of behavior, and it's, like, not my place to have to teach you? It's just very intense position to be in.
Yes, I do not envy it. Dating interracially is not for the faint of heart. It's got to be really, really challenging.
I loved that we saw this conversation. I'd love to see more of it. I love Trinity.
I agree. Kenzie then tells Corbin that he has a hard shell to crack, and that is because he's plastic.
He lives inside a computer.
It's because it's plastic. He's a robot. Yep. She's catching on. Corbin, watch out. I think he cries toward the end of this episode. I saw a very funny thread that was like, Corbin got the like iOS 30 update that allowed him to cry.
I saw that.
So good.
I really need one of those like tweets episodes or something.
Yes.
Like some sort of episode or challenge where we can see them react to the public's perception of them. Like, I need it. I need it now.
I need it as well. Corbin says that the kiss that she had with Caleb did hurt him, but he was glad that she was honest. And he acknowledges that it was wrong of him to ask Melanie for a kiss, but he also did want to explore it. But he also does really care about Kenzie. Zach and Bryce then have a brief conversation where they kind of acknowledge how awkward this is, but they're moving through it. And then Corbin gets a text. The Islanders will be playing a game called Sweet as Pie, where we welcome our new After Sun hosts in, Sierra and Teffy. Kayda says that she loves Summer House.
Amazing. She is obsessed with Bravo, and that makes me obsessed with her.
Same. Great taste. Sierra and Teffy then enter, and I felt like this whole time Sierra was having so much fun.
This is the crossover that we needed. I
loved this.
So good. I fucking loved it.
I was obsessed. Yeah. But yeah, so they enter and they share that the Islanders are going to be asked questions about the other Islanders. And it's girls versus boys. They have to work together and decide who on the other team best fits the answer. Some of these questions are nice and some of these questions are naughty. If it's a nice question, the Islander, one of the girls and one of the boys will kiss one of the other ones. If it's a naughty question, they get a pie to the face. Our first question is a nice question. Who is most likely to remember your coffee order? We see Kenzie kissed Caleb and Casey kisses Aniya. The next question is who is most likely to ghost you? Sol pies Corbin and then Corbin pies Sol. Both admit to ghosting.
Corbin's ITM is, I was like, damn. But then again, that probably is true. I do ghost people. I'm like, you can't be like, damn, why would you choose me for that when it's just fucking true, Corbin? In one sentence, he's like offended and admits to it.
Yeah. One thing a computer AI will never do to you is ghost you. I will say that.
So true. The least AI thing about him.
They're always like, can I turn this into a document that you'd like to? No. Shut up. I'd rather you not reply to me. You gave me my answer. Let's move on. Okay. All right. Who is most likely to defend you when you aren't in the room? Kayda kisses Zach and Gabriel kisses Bea. The next question is, who is most likely to throw you under the bus to save themselves? Aniya pies Bryce, and then Bryce pies Melanie.
And Melanie goes, that was so much fun. I've wanted to do that my whole life. And Melanie is like licking the pie off of her fingers. And Sierra goes, we love a bitch who loves a pie. And she says, I fucking love a pie. I loved this moment.
She really knows how to like embrace the shit that can, because she knows that this would be so easy to get upset about.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck that. You are not going to see me get upset about this.
She's like, yum.
Yeah. She's like, I love this. Do it again.
These seemed like a little bit more than just whipped cream. I think it was like a custard and a whipped cream. So like
it was
I'm sure
a lot.
It was delicious. And I commend her for eating it.
I agree. Who knows how long it was sitting there?
Well, whatever. The
next question is, who is most likely to stop and help a stranger? Melanie kisses Sincere and Caleb kisses Kenzie.
Sincere is crazy.
I agree. The answer is Casey.
The answer is like probably most of them before Sincere.
But he's so sincere.
He'd be like, sometimes you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out yourself. Just like the three little pigs told Goldilocks. Like, no.
He would totally whip out pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yes.
I very much see that being a line that he would use.
I don't know why they think this about him. I wish that we had seen any of the huddles.
Yeah.
Like the deliberation was completely missing. And I would like to understand why.
Same.
Maybe Melanie was just like, I want to kiss him.
Maybe, but all the girls have to decide together. So like they all decided that.
Yeah.
I agree. I was missing deliberation. I wouldn't have hated seeing it, but it was a long episode. So, and you know why? The voting got all fucked up. So they had to cut a lot.
True.
So yeah, that's on them. That's on not using Corbin to their advantage.
He's like taking all the water in the entire world. At least get some benefit from it.
Exactly. Next question is, who is most likely to sleep with their best friend's partner? Obviously, this is in reference to Amanda and West.
So good.
Obsessed. Trinity pies Corbin and Corbin pies Kenzie and explains that she's been talking to guys back and forth. This was such an error. Whoa.
Dumb. Fucking idiotic move.
Very idiotic move. It's also like, if you're going to be the one to either A, pick somebody else to deliver the pie, or pick somebody else, period.
Right. He had to be like, I want to pie Kenzie.
Right. But all the boys decided this. But still, they picked Corbin to do it, which is crazy.
Also, I'm sure that he was like, oh, well, Kenzie's been talking to two people, so it's her. Like,
yeah, I agree.
No, it feels like he very much was in charge of this decision and wanted to pie her. And I will say the one thing that AI can lack is nuance. And that's very much present here.
Very good point. Next question is, who is most likely to string multiple people along at once? Jen pies Sincere. I know you're sincere, but you're not honest.
Bars,
Jen. And Casey pies Kenzie. But she doesn't know how to deal with a roster.
Yeah.
This is established fact, Casey.
And then Sincere ITMs that he doesn't understand why he got that one, because he's been honest with both women. And this was a really scary moment for me, because I was like, oh, he believes his own lies.
Yes, he does.
Which is a whole other level of dangerous.
I know. He believes his own lies. It's not good.
Yeah.
Next question is, who is most likely to tell you if you had spinach in your teeth? Bea kisses Caleb and Caleb kisses Bea. It's very clear that Gabriel thinks that Beatrice is talking about him initially, and then we get some ITMs where he like expresses that he's like disappointed in what she said about Caleb because it was very complimentary.
Yeah, he's like, it doesn't really matter that she kissed him, but what she said was mean. And it's like, well, later she even says this. She's like, all the girls decided him.
Right.
That wasn't just me coming up with it from nowhere.
I think that he was kind of using this as an out.
I 100% agree. I was like, he was looking for a reason to leave her.
I agree.
From the beginning, especially now that he has another option.
Yep, 100%. The next question is, who is most likely to break girl or guy code? Kayda pies Gabriel and says, I know in Brazil they love to share. Wow. Little insight into what Gabriel's done in his past.
Give us a throuple. Give us a throuple. Love Byland? What about Love Thryland?
Yes, Love Thryland.
Let's go all in.
I mean, Love Byland is the perfect place for a throuple to thrive.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
There has to be some level of Love Byland to get Love Thryland.
Yes. I love this. Zach pies Sol, and she like puts her hands in front of her face, and then she like pushes the pie away. She's clearly very pissed off, and she's like, I'm so fucking over this villa. And then Zach explains that Sol came in and she just wasn't afraid to step on toes. It's not a bad thing at all. And then Sol cries. And then Bea ITMs that the boys picked Sol when they should have picked Melanie.
And she says, and I'll stand 10 toes on that, and I don't even have 10 toes.
She also doubles down on this during After Sun, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She does. This to me, so Sol was like, I keep getting chosen. And it feels like there's a lot that we didn't see, because also another thing to note is that Trinity and Caleb also had cream on them and maybe others, but we didn't see them pied during the challenge. So there was obviously a lot cut out here. And I don't know that Sol would be like, why do they keep picking on me just after 2 pies? It feels like there were other questions that were directed at her as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
I think likely. I did see that someone tweeted or threaded at Sierra and Love Island and was like saying exactly what we're saying. It seems like Sol was really upset. She likely got more pies than we saw and asking for clarity. And then Sierra replied to it saying like listening. So maybe we'll get an answer to this eventually.
Wait, what do you mean? She replied saying listening.
Let me see. Hold on. Because I did like it. Let me read the whole thing. Okay, they said, Sierra Miller, hello Teffy. For next After Sun, can you share how many times Sol / other contestants got pied that we didn't see? Feels like Sol got pied more than just the 2 that were shown. She just said listening. I think she's just saying like heard. We'll try to make that happen.
Okay.
That's how I took it, at least.
We then see our talk of shame for our third episode in a row.
I know.
Thank you so much to Lizard Bee or whoever our listener was who gave us this term. Did not even have any idea how necessary it would be.
Incredibly necessary. I got to add it to our terminology slide as well.
I know. I think there are a few things we need to add.
Yeah.
Melanie wants to talk to Sol, and Sincere is kind of like, no, you don't have to do that. Red flag.
I know. I really did feel like he was trying to keep her away from Sol.
I'm sure he was, because he just wants to be able to tell them both what he wants to tell them and not have them communicate at all. That will take away all his power. He's like thriving off of the fact that there's no communication between Mel and Sol.
I know.
Wait, also I keep calling her Mel, which reminds me that when her and Corbin talked, he was like, I heard you don't like Mel. And she goes, yeah, Mel is like Melvin.
Yeah. Aw, Melvin.
I know, but can I say Mel is not a nickname for Melvin. The nicknames for Melvin are Muffin, Mublin, Muffalapagus, my most handsome, beautiful baby boy in the entire world. I have a cat named Melvin, if you didn't know.
I call him Melvy. I mean, that seems obvious.
Yeah, we don't call him Mel. We call him Melly Man.
Melly Man.
Mainly Muffin.
I would call him Melly B. I don't know why.
Melly Bean.
Like a jelly bean, like Melly Bean.
Oh, I do call. Oh, yeah, Melly Bean. Yes. We call him that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is also we call our other cat Bean. So that's like less.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She's
But
so
yeah,
cute.
just to be clear, those are the only appropriate nicknames for Melvin.
I love it. Ideally, we get an Islander in the future named Winston.
I don't love there being an Islander named Gabriel. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't blame you. I've been thinking about this the entire time. I was like, Gabe.
I don't like it when they call him Gabe. I also don't think that he refers to himself as Gabe. So Gabriel it is, and then I can create some distance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, Gabriel tells Sincere that he was surprised to hear what Bea had said about Caleb, and then confronts her. And this is where she was like, I feel like I was respectful, and also that was like not just my decision. That was all of the girls. And she ITMs that she does not know why he's upset.
Yeah, dumb. I mean, I get why she feels that way. I don't know why he's upset. And again, we said it. I think it's just a way out.
Yeah. It is now nighttime in the villa, and we see Caleb and Corbin chat about Kenzie. Caleb is like, we haven't been super flirty, and Corbin says that she has to explore. Corbin tells Caleb that him and Kenzie have already gotten past all the deep stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious for him to extrapolate a little bit on that.
Yeah. Like, what are we talking about that's considered deep for Corbin?
His fingers inside of her.
Oh, you said it. That might be what he means. Genuinely.
Like, literally, what fucking deep stuff? You told her that, like, you're super oriented towards your goal and want to have 3 people?
Sorry. Like, that sentence out loud is so crazy.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what's happened.
What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? What does that mean to you?
Oh, my God. He is like Spock. Like, to give it a Star Trek reference, he's like Spock. Come on. You don't, that's just common knowledge.
You think I've seen Star Trek?
No, I mean, I haven't even. Well, did you ever see those movies with like Chris Pine? No. Okay, got it. Never mind.
We should make a compilation of just this exact moment that happened.
Oh my God, that would be so hard to do though, going back to find all the times you didn't get a reference. Like
maybe Riverside AI could do it for us at this point.
That would be nice.
And listen, it's not about me not getting references. It's about you making references that you know I won't understand.
I'm making common movie references. I'm talking about like Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings. None of that.
No, why would I watch any of that? That's crazy. Do you know me at all?
Oh my God, because it's culture, Ari.
No, at least I've been to concerts.
At least you've been to concerts. Yeah, at least you've done that. And thank God for that.
Anyway, Kenzie tells Kayda that she has a good connection with Corbin and she's not sure what to do. And then Aniya, Melanie, and Trinity chat. They all feel bad for Sol. Melanie does not have a connection with Corbin. She likes Sincere. She's like, you know, he's fucking me over. I stay liking Sincere. Yes, Melanie, we know. We all see it. Sincere and Sol chat in the speakeasy, and I will say it did hit me hard when Sol was like, it hurt to be shit on when nobody's taken the time to get to know me.
Yeah, that was sad.
Like, ouch, but also it is on you to also get to know them.
Yes.
And that's where I don't know that we're seeing that reciprocity, or like they would be getting to know you if you were approaching it differently. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Always with a grain of salt because we never know what production is doing, but that's where I feel like she's just not meant for this show, where I'm like, they're not, that's not how it works. They're not going to like all come up to you and be like, tell me about your breath work.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Andrea from season 6. Remember, that was like a whole thing where the girls were like, you're not making any effort to get to know us.
Yes.
Because she was so focused on getting to know Rob, which I get. I get it.
Respect.
Right. I get it.
How could you ever do anything else in that situation?
Sorry, ladies. We can be friends later. I need to lock this down.
Shout out to the listener who was like, I love their season 8 coverage, but then I went back to season 6 and I thirsted way too much over Rob. I'm out. I'm like, okay.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I'm glad that you're enjoying season 8.
No, I don't think they're listening anymore.
No,
I'm
not.
out. Listen, if you're new
Crazy.
here, we love Rob Roush. Okay.
They also said that our Leah hate it spoke volumes, which I think they were implying was like a racial thing. And I'm like, I actually think that it was kind of the opposite of that, but okay.
Yeah.
We won't get into it.
Yeah, we love Rob. I just got totally sidetracked, but I've fallen into an R-hole and help. I've fallen into an R-hole and I can't get out.
Did we bring him up last episode? I don't know if we did.
I don't
It has been my goal to bring him up at least once every episode. So
Where are we?
we've hit our quota. Okay. Night.
Oh, Sol.
Sincere and Soul chat this
Oh,
easy. Yeah.
yes, this is reminding me. The Andrea reference.
Yes.
The reason that Andrea was voted out was for exactly this crime of not trying to get to know the girls enough.
Yes.
So Sol is not on a great path in terms of you have to play to every audience. This is a Game of Roses thing, but you cannot just focus all on the first audience, which in this case is Sincere. She needs to focus on the audience, us. She needs to also focus on the other islanders and making friendships. That's the only way to actually secure your spot in this villa, even actually beyond having a strong first audience connection.
I completely agree.
Sincere tells her not to lose herself in here and that he's here to be an open ear for her. And she ITMs that she feels safe with him. Well, Sol, you shouldn't.
Agreed.
Zach and Jen then chat about her connection with Gabriel, and Gabriel tells Bea that she was not communicating. And she's like, I just only wanted to know if you had a stronger connection with somebody else, and they kiss. And then Ariana enters and she tells the Islanders that they are handing over the power to America. America has voted on who each bomb should couple up with. 3 couples will be broken up. 3 Islanders will be single and vulnerable. And this went down exactly how we expected it to.
Sort of.
Well, in terms
The
of, yes.
Yeah.
Caleb is coupled up with Kenzie. Jen is coupled up with Gabrielle. And Sol is coupled up with Sincere.
Even before Soul gets coupled up, Melanie is crying because she fucking knows.
Yeah. And Sincere is like whispering to her, like, no matter what happens, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
And when she's standing up there, she's like, congrats to Sincere and Sol. I'm looking forward to ending the triangle. I thought this was so fake. This was her being like, I am going to pretend like I'm completely over Sincere now so that he feels like he actually has to end things with Sol to get me back.
That is so interesting. I didn't necessarily take it as fake. I thought this was my play of the game. I didn't think that there was any sarcasm here. And I thought that this was a huge just praising of the process.
Thank you, America, for ending this torture.
Yes, exactly.
But is it the implication, like, I'm not going to be with Sincere, I'm going to now move on and try to get to know somebody else?
Yes, she says the villa is about exploring. I hope that Sincere and Sol have a connection or have a great connection. I'm obviously happy that this triangle is ending. She was definitely implying me and Sincere are over. I do agree with that. However, I still thought it was like an excellent praising of the process.
I don't think it was a bad play, but do you think that she actually feels like her and Sincere are over?
No, of course not.
That's what I'm saying is fake.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And it felt like a play. I mean, I think that this even makes it a better play on multiple levels, honestly. It felt like a play at Sincere to be like, all right, look at the situation that you've landed us in now.
Yes.
I'm out. It's on you to get me back, which the implication is you need to fully cut it off with Sol.
I do agree with that. I think that this was an artful way for her to do it as well. Like, I think like in the past, like when this happened with like Jeremiah and Huda, for example, obviously Huda got really upset and was essentially like, fuck you, Jeremiah, for putting me into this position.
Yes.
Which is like an obvious way to play this, but I don't think it's the best way. I think this was a great way to play it.
I totally agree. I also think that she didn't even know this, but it was setting her up to be picked by Corbin because she was stating that she was open to other connections.
Yes. Again, praising of the process.
Yeah, it was really
I'm
good.
here to explore. I got to explore. She's like, I'm being asked by God to explore.
Can you remind me last year when it was Huda was single because Jeremiah was with Iris. Jalen was with
Hannah. Right?
Hannah? No,
Pepe?
was with Olindria.
Pepe was with Hannah.
Yeah. Oh, this is
Jalen.
when Charlie got sent home.
Yeah, this is when Charlie got sent home.
Okay, I was like, how did it go? Because I think that, yes, so Olandria was with Jalen, meaning
Yes.
Taylor was single and vulnerable. And then, Pepe was with Hannah. So Charlie was single and vulnerable. And then did the Islanders vote and send home Charlie out of those three?
Yes, because Amaya said, we don't want to do that though.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The way that they did this, obviously, we're going to talk a lot about that, but just in general, took a little bit of the fun and excitement of the last two recouplings that have been our episode 8 or 9s. You know what I mean? Where it was like really big and dramatic because the Islanders have, in the last 2 seasons, been forced to send one of them home.
And that's what I wanted. And I think that had they had that opportunity, they would have sent home Corbin.
I think I agree. You don't think they would have sent home Melanie?
I don't think they would have sent home Melanie. Because I also think the producers would have told them you can't send home Melanie.
I think the reason the producers did this, though, is to ensure that Melanie did not get sent home. I don't know if the producers trusted the Islanders to not send her home.
Maybe. Ugh, I don't know. But I wanted that, and I think they would have sent home Corbin, personally.
I would have preferred that.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Essentially, okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Corbin, as everyone knows, has to couple up with either Melanie or Bea to save one of them. Of course, he picks Melanie, and this sends Bea home.
Yeah. So, like, one person online, this went kind of viral, so I think it's worth noting. One person online was like, oh, they didn't want Beatrice in the villa anymore because they want to do more physical challenges. Beatrice is a Paralympian. I think she'd be just fine doing the physical challenges.
She's literally a professional athlete. She is more prepared for the physical challenges than anyone else.
Literally.
Insane.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that. I think it's that the producers genuinely needed to keep Melanie in the villa. And this was their surefire way of doing so. It was very obviously producer manipulation and shocking to see this level of it sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's not to the level of Olandria and Nick being sent home from Casa. Like, nothing will ever surprise me after that when it comes to producer manipulation. Yeah, I don't know. Point. You're right, though, that it definitely made it less dramatic.
Yeah.
It also, like, there's a feralness to, like, making them get rid of one of their own that we missed out on.
And it trauma bonds them and, like, and causes so much conflict.
Yeah, and also makes, like, you know, had that happened, they had sent Corbin home, Melanie and Bea then would have, like, a sense of, like, allegiance to the other Islanders who, like, saved them. I don't know. It just, all those dynamics we're missing out on.
I think whatever the next, like, week, like, dumping results in, I hope to God they make the Islanders send whoever it is home. You know
Agreed.
What I mean?
They have to, because we need that.
We do need that. It is an essential piece of the show.
And you're right. Okay, so this is when Charlie went home, but it's also when Andrea went home.
Or was Andrea later? I'm wondering if it was...
I don't think
because if it's always episode 8, I mean, I could check my notes. I thought the recoupling where Rob stands up for Andrea was episode 8, and then she went home in a later one. But let us go back. Whoops. Love Island USA, season 6, episode 6 to 8. Here we go. What do we got? Yes. Okay. So episode 8 resulted in the recoupling where Leah says, fuck you to Rob. So this is when Rob stands up for Andrea.
Okay.
So Andrea doesn't go home until probably the following week, if I had to guess.
Okay. But it was a similar scenario, right? Where they were voting between like Andrea and Janae and someone else.
Yes.
I remember. Anyway, Bea is like, I'm not dying, because they're all sobbing. Gabrielle and Bea say goodbye. This broke my heart.
Yeah. This was really sad.
They were, thank God, like, let them speak in Spanish during this conversation. And they were both so upset. He was crying. She was like, you always treated me like a normal person.
That made me cry.
And he was like, you're so strong. I feel so close to you after such a short period of time. Ugh. And then on her way out, as the Islanders are saying goodbye, she's like, all right, everyone, no more drama, right? Girl,
come on.
Do you know what the show is?
Right. You can't say no more drama. She's like, be respectful and no more drama. I'm like, I'm watching the show for a reason, Beatrice. It's not because I want like some kind of if I wanted a calm competition show, I would watch The Great British Baking Show.
Correct.
Thank you very much. This is not that.
Let's get into our awards.
Okie dokie. Who was your MVP this week?
My MVP this week was Kayda for being a Bravo superfan, making a play for her next step post Villa, balancing her relationship with Zach, and once again, friend zoning Bryce.
Nice.
What about you?
I'm going to give it to Melanie again.
I almost did too.
Yeah, she's doing a great job of keeping her cool. She's just maintaining this victimization edit. She could fly. She's on the up and up.
Yeah. Who was your most toxic?
Understandably, it was Sincere for the obvious lying.
And believing his own lies. Agreed.
And believing his own lies, yeah. Did you have him as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your most shocking moment?
Since you're being chosen as the most likely to help a stranger.
That's pretty good, honestly.
What was yours?
Sol's breakdown was just kind of surprising to me. I just didn't expect it.
Yeah, it felt like it came out of nowhere because we didn't see all the lead up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your error?
This one was tough. I was kind of between two.
Do you want me to do mine first in case it's one of yours?
Yes, do yours.
My error was Zach shitting on Trinity.
Oh, those are neither of mine.
Okay.
That is a good error, though. I'll just share both then. Tie between Bryce pulling Kayda for chat, even though I know he was probably forced to. It was awkward. And Sincere saying he didn't want to explore Sol anymore when he very obviously did. And telling Melanie he didn't want to. That's the bigger error. Okay, what was your LOL moment?
My LOL moment was 3 people.
Oh, I love that. My LOL moment was he's fucking exploring things that are already, he's fucking Christopher Columbus, exploring things that have already been explored.
So good.
Great. It was fantastic.
Okay, and finally, my finalist predictions this week have changed a little bit.
Okay.
I am going still Melanie and Sincere. They are just the main fucking story of this entire season. Zach and Kayda, Casey and someone, not Aniya, Trinity and someone, likely not Bryce.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, only time will tell, as always. We cannot wait to come back and break it all down, and we will see you for week 3, part 1 on Thursday.
We're like almost halfway through the season. It's insane.
No. Don't say that.
It's true, though.
We're not. We're a third of the way through the season.
It's 6 weeks.
Yeah. And we've gotten...
I know. We've got
2 weeks in.
I know. I'm thinking ahead. It's fine. Yes. We're a third of the way through the season.
Okay. Well, we'll see you then. And we will just live in the moment until then and not jump forward.
I know. We're not even... I won't jump forward. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good Monday, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Please follow us at She's Got the Chat on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, and YouTube. Rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. Please share us with a friend, an enemy, a coworker, a family member, a local politician. Bye.